Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of The Wealth Hub. My name is Sharon Tumushabe. I'm your host today, and today we're going to deep dive into banking and how banks are able to help businesses grow. We are so lucky to be blessed to have a lady here who started her own business at the age of 25. She had to quit her job, and her story is amazing. So it's not just starting a business. She's into branding and marketing, and we will learn how we can use branding and marketing in our businesses and how best we can tell our stories better, and why it's very necessary for companies to actually put budgets aside for marketing and branding to grow not only what they are invested in, but to also ensure that the way they are perceived, how they look and feel in the market, it's actually the right branding. So she has become a consultant for quite a number of people, from individuals to banking, insurance. I think I know all about the company a bit because I've interfaced with her for quite a long while. But I'm so happy that we have you today here, Irene. Can you just go ahead and introduce yourself to our listeners?
Thank you so much, Sharon. My name is Irene Nakate. I'm the CEO, founder, Brimas Media. We've been in the business for now close to 9 years. It's a very interesting business. For me, I did branding out of passion. I don't expect anything very technical about marketing and branding. For me, I did it because I love it. I'm a person of detail, quality. So, and most of the clients have been dealing with corporate clients. So we've been around for 9 years. I've been privileged to work with different industries, from private to NGOs to government departments and ministries, to individuals. Yeah.
Perfect. So with your wealth of knowledge, I know it's not very easy to run a business, especially for a lady like you, but you've managed to actually hold forth this entire company, big in oil and gas now. Kudos to you. I think I need to clap for you.
Thank you.
You're into PPEs. It's not been very easy. What kind of advice would you give to somebody wanting to start out in life, especially if you're looking at starting your own business? What are those things that you think are most critical for somebody to get started?
Okay. For me, when I started out, first of all, you need to be very open-minded. So, for example, when I started out, I remember when I quit my job at 25, I started out, I thought to myself, I love printing, I love branding, but what can I do? Then I was speaking about publishing, and I thought it was too big for me at that time, and I really I had very meager knowledge in it. But later, I started with one printer.
Okay.
I didn't even know so much about that. Small, one machine, and then I started to grow into other. So I was very open-minded. And then the other thing that exposed me was I decided to travel the world. I exposed myself to so many things. So that's why I would come back, have a sample. Maybe a client needs 3 years of experience, but because I have the right product that nobody has on the market, so I was able to dive in very fast. And then we've been opening up to different lines of business. We started with large format. Maybe for those who may want to understand, large format is speak about billboards, pull-ups, banners, outdoor branding. Then we went into promotion items. That's when I started traveling, I think. I've attended most of the big exhibitions in around the world. So I've been privileged. Then we went to commercial printing, the paper printing. I mean, name it. And now we've gone later after COVID. We survived, and then we decided to channel into something that was not seasonal. You know, sometimes branding can be very seasonal, like
end of
the
year,
end of year and all that. Yeah.
Yes.
So we went into textiles and garments. We opened up. So one would think I have a flight of ideas, but I just get bored doing the same thing. So I see opportunities, and I know sometimes the market gets saturated because at the end of the day, I love branding, but I'm also there for the money somehow. So we went into the textiles and garments.
So go where the money is.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you go where the money is, but you also must love what you're doing because, I mean, for you to deliver the right product, you need to love what you're doing. So later we went into the PPEs, personal protective equipment, and we're dealing with some of the companies and oil and gas.
Okay. I actually love that, Irene. You would find that a lady out there would maybe look down on themselves and feel like dealing in personal protective gear or equipment is for the men. What inspired you to go that direction?
I don't want to say I want to give up my secret, but I want to. So you need to move with the, just like, with the
Trends.
technology, the trends and all that. I'm not going to get stuck with branding. For example, there's so much online marketing right now, so you don't expect people to be printing a lot of magazines like they used to do. So with the oil and gas that opened up, I was looking at opportunities. What else can I do? I'm not going to die during doing branding all my life. So I decided to venture into that because I knew, in Uganda, there's oil. So, but everybody's going to need PPEs.
Okay.
So you can try it. I'm very knowledgeable about it. So even if you came in right now, trust me, I'm going to be ahead of you.
Okay,
I'm not scaring you.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe that can take me back to your journey, how you started out. Did you choose to do a partnership? How have you managed to finance big productions? How has life been in business? Because for sure, I know it's never easy. What kind of, how have you managed to go through business? Have you gotten any backing from banks? Are you supported? Because today in this podcast, we want someone to learn out there. How can banks actually come in to support your business? Are there ways, or are there people you're partnering with? It could be individuals, but yeah, you could share with us if it's not too personal.
No, it's okay. So I'll tell you, the start was never easy because it's not very easy that you wake up and go to a bank and get a facility because you want to start up a business. And I didn't take that line. Thankfully, I had a partner who came in and, we pulled resources together at the time. But over the years, he thought the business was very capital intensive and he pulled out. But me, I had a vision for the business. I'm like, you don't put in so much like this.
And give
And
up
then
on
you
your
give
dreams.
out.
Yeah.
Yes. So I've been largely supported by banks. And thankfully, they support me, I support them. So most of my clients are actually banks.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so I deal with banks a lot. So they support me with LPO financing, contract financing, discount, invoice discounting. So they give you the facilities, they give you the financial advice sometimes. All those things are available. So that's what really has really pushed me, even especially with the oil and gas. You don't have those monies and all that. So I've been able at least to get most of my financing from the banks.
From the banks. So that means
commercial banks.
Banks are actually very good partners to small businesses. What are those things someone needs to take care of to have the trust from the bank to partner with them? What are those things? What are those etiquettes? Or what are those small things that you need to look out for so that you become an attractive business for the bank to trust you?
So with the banks, first of all, you have to have the financial discipline. Say if you have an LPO from KCB Bank and you're doing branded items, and most of the banks, for my bank, they discount it by 60%.
Oh.
So you have an LPO, say 120 million, they discount it by 60%. That's how much they give you. So you try to ensure that when KCB Bank pays you, you don't divert the funds to something else.
Yeah.
So there's a tendency of, that's a weakness. I also had it. When the client pays, you got LPO financing, you tend to divert the money again to another production, which delays because you have a period within which you're supposed to pay back the money. So you pay back, and then if you have another contract on LPO, you go and borrow for that very one. And then you also need to keep a very good relationship with your suppliers. Because if you, for example, issue out checks, and these are people you need very good suppliers who can give you on credit, you need the bank. So if you give them, say, checks that are going to be bouncing fast, you're killing your relationship with the suppliers and also with the bank.
It also kills your credit scoring.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, so you need to have the financial discipline of handling mainly those things. You don't divert the funds, you use the funds for what they're being borrowed for, and then you have a good relationship with your suppliers. Yeah, basically, for me, those are the ones that have been supporting me on many of the projects. So
most people have this perception that if you're going to the bank, you have to have land titles, you have to have a lot of security. I don't want to get into the detail, but do you still believe that banks still have products that are really friendly for businesses? SMEs can actually walk into their banks. It's not just you banking money there, but actually having them as a partner.
Yeah, actually, so banks lately, I think most of them, if not, they have secured and non-secured loans. Okay. So you can go to any bank if you have good statements. You can go to any bank.
So we need most of the banks. We need to use our banks more to do transactions.
Yes, okay. You don't have to have a land title or security. You can have the unsecured loans of up to 200 million. Right now, I have unsecured loan. Like I don't need a title. If you have your finances in place, like your statements are good, you're able to access all those facilities.
Interesting.
From the
banks. Actually, most people have the perception that to go to the bank, you need a title, you need assets to give to the bank. But I'm happy that you're actually now teaching us that there are secured and unsecured loans, provided you're disciplined, your financials are in place. Right. Most of the businesses we see are more cash based. So they don't want to take money to the bank. They fear they feel like the revenue authority is going to come for them. And then they tend to keep the cash. And then that takes away the advantages that come with being a more trusted business. If your transactions are coming through the bank, you're making your payments through the bank, it helps you to actually it comes with all these benefits that you're sharing with us.
Yeah, and then also the other thing to add on that is if you can have a business where you bank on a daily, like you have a good cash flow, because you see at times when you can have very big contracts, but then the clients are taking very long to pay. The banks don't like that. Maybe 6 months, 4 months. So your account is sort of inactive for
I'm told like government takes 6 months to pay.
6 months. I don't want to quote me. I don't do a lot of work for government.
No, I've heard. Because when you look at our roads, they keep saying there's no budget. When you're asking KCCA, our roads are not done. Like there's no budget. Government.
Because of what you're saying, I've tried to avoid, try not to work with them so much. So that's why I told you most of my clients are banks and NGOs because, their budgets are there.
Yes.
They'll pay you. So if you can also have a business, for example, we just opened up a retail store. As Brimas, we opened up something that can give us a daily income.
So you've diversified.
Yes, so you can walk in and have our branded items on the shelves. We can have them branded. So that's something that at least you'll not fail to buy fuel for the drivers.
To do kalango for yourself.
So we have a retail store we just opened up at Forest Mall, Lugogo. We have branded items. Actually, the services that Brimas is offering are the same, except the mode of operation is different. So when you walk into Forest Mall, it's called Print Garage. I wear two hats, Print Garage and Brimas Media. Yes. So you walk in, you have to pay cash. Unlike Brimas, we'll take your LPOs and all that because we'll profile the clients as much as they profile us. So you don't just come also to me and just give me an LP and ask me to do for you work. So I would have profiled you as much as you profiled me. So with the other one, so I have transactions that run every day, at least even if you deposit 500,000, 1 million, and sometimes I feel like I'm in a better position than waiting for 200 million for 4 months because I have other things
your
to take care of.
Your cash flows are frustrated.
They're affected. Yeah.
Interesting. So what I like about Irene is that, or what I've learned from Irene is, even if you're doing a particular business, always look at the opportunities, look at the trends, see what's working. If you feel like you're struggling in cash flows, look out for something that can complement your business but still bring you the cash flows. So they have a walk-in shop where you can walk in, pick an item, it's cash based, while they also have a production facility where they're able to do garments. And that's when you look at the locations, one is in industrial area because it's full of productions with heavy equipment, and they have a lighter, like a showroom where you're able to walk in and pick 1 or 2 items. You've done so well for yourself. How are you teaching your children about money, investment? Are the twins going to be able to run this empire after you? How are you preparing them?
My twins are still young, and my mind is sort of very preoccupied, but I want them to go in the medical field. I want to force them for many reasons. I don't think that's they have an opportunity. Yes, so just like I told you, I want relevance. Yeah, like I tell people right now, there's the oil and gas. You want to get stuck to doing HR. Do HSE. Do the relevant courses that you're going to get employment, because you're going to be 1,000 HR, I don't know, students that have graduated. But I have an HSE manager. Every oil and company is looking for that. Why don't you use that opportunity and do that? You don't get stuck with the same thing. So tomorrow, I don't want them to say, I'm going to do accounting. And I want to try and divert them into something that's going to be relevant. It can be the fintech. So we're looking at, by the time they get to that age, I know I will know what I want them to do. I don't want just the generic courses of I'll do this, I'm going to do whatever. If they have a passion like I did, I mean, I'm not going to force them. I had a passion for branding.
Hey,
I did something totally different.
This is on record.
Yeah.
This is on record.
And me, what I'm doing is in my line of business. I did international business. So, I mean, even when I travel, I feel it's still relevant to what I studied. Although, I mean, I did my master's in something else. But you can have a passion for, it depends on what you want. Some people want to work and get paid. I mean, they want to be, but they don't have a passion for being doctors, but they actually want to get a good income. Like in the US, I mean, the most highly paid. But then there are those who say, I will do something because I love it. I'm going to be a tailor. I'm going to do text. I mean, it doesn't pay so much, but that's what I love to do. It's not just about the money. So, yeah, it really depends. So for the twins, yeah, we'll have that talk when we get there.
Okay, so we'd love to thank you, Irene, for coming today. And thank you for making it to the studio. It's been lovely hosting you.
Thank you for having
For those that know Irene, they know, yes, she's a very hardworking lady. Very hardworking. She will have sleepless nights supervising productions, and I'm happy that you made it here. And for our listeners, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be seeing you soon in the next episodes. Let us know what topics you want us to talk about. Interact with us in our comments. Follow, subscribe to our channels. Legacy Hills is the channel name. The program is The Wealth Hub, hosted by Sharon Tumushabe. Until next time, bye for now.